Whether it was the wage number on Friday's jobs report, whether it was the participation rate moving higher, drawing more back into the workforce, this morning's National Federation of Independent Business reading, not the highest, but darn close, just like JOLTS. Comments by the NFIB, astounding optimism. Put all that together for me. How should investors look at the current marketplace?
Well, at least from the small business perspective, I mean, always the two things that clog up an economic system is excessive regulation and too many taxes, and small businesses have obviously gotten big relief on that end. The question is do they have the resources to provide the services that are needed in terms of demand? And we're beginning to see some constraints, particularly on the labor side, where positions not able to fill in the NFIB hit its highest level on record. So it's finding those warm bodies that can produce the supply that the economy now needs.
You know, Peter, my assumption is that we have millions of workers in the 95+ million that aren't counted as unemployed. How much leverage is it going to take with regard to conditions, whether it's wages or something I'm missing, to draw them back in?
I'm convinced wages will continue to go higher. And I'm convinced also that with Friday's wage component, that the sort of mediocre aggregate increase that we're still seeing is really more of a mix issue, and that it's younger entrants into the workforce, less skilled entrants into the workforce, that's keeping the aggregate wage numbers somewhat suppressed. And that for everybody else, wage increases are accelerating, and it's going to be great for employees, but more of an issue for profit margins, depending on how companies can deal with those higher labor costs.
You know, you just dug into a very interesting topic there. So we bring in more bottom-rung jobs, which is not a bad thing. Everybody has to start somewhere, and that, of course, skews the wages to a lower level. What you're saying to me is a very optimistic condition. So how hard is it to handicap the higher-rung jobs and how they will contribute to potential future wage inflation?
Well, if you look at like supervisory workers, which are obviously more experienced, I think they're seeing some pretty good wage increases, and I expect that to be the case. In the JOLTS data today, we saw a record number of people quitting their job, which is also a sign that labor has a lot more leverage. I mean, just a couple of years ago, the labor cost pie of profits hit its lowest level since World War II. Leverage is shifting to labor, and I think that is going to continue, and they're going to see a continuation of higher wages.
Excellent. Peter, it's always interesting. I'm sure Chairman Jay Powell is paying very close attention to that dynamic.
I hope so.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.